good morning. This is Jamil from JM Notary Services, and today I want to leave a quick Wednesday video in regards to knowing your documents. So if this video resonates with you, that's great. I am very happy about that. I'm humbled. It's much appreciated. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Hopefully you just get a few nuggets from this video, and hopefully it can help you in the long run as a loan signing agent. I wanted to talk about an experience that I had doing a refinance a couple of months back. In this signing was a document that I get a lot of questions on. As soon as it comes out, I know that I'm going to get some questions on this document. As soon as I pull it out, I know I'm going to get questions without a shot of a doubt. So I familiarized myself with the document until I knew it like the back of my hand. Okay, so this document is the PCOR, which is an acronym for Preliminary Change of Ownership. All right. It is a document that gets recorded at the county assessor's office for whatever county that you stay in. I know PCORs can vary from state to state. All right, so you want to make sure that when you are reading this document, when you are learning about this document, that you are notarizing it according to your state and you follow those rules and regulations, okay? I just wanted to really touch on knowing your documents, knowing what you're reading. And the reason why I wanted to make this quick video is just because lately I belong to a few social media groups, and I whittled it down to only two because I was in so many groups at first, and personally, I felt like I was kind of being overloaded with information, and it became like this person's answer versus this person's answer versus this person's answer. And it just became a little bit, frustrating. So what I decided to do was condense it down to my training private group that I pay into every month and another group that I pay into every month, only because I believe that it's a great investment for me to know this information, and it's a great investment because I know I'm going to utilize this information. I'm noticing that a lot of signing agents, and when you're new, I totally understand when you don't know something and you're posting something in the group, like you'll post a copy of the document and you take out all the borrower's private information. I understand that, wanting to get an answer, because that's what the groups are there for. They're to help people without making them feel, bad about themselves, without jeopardizing someone else's integrity. I really believe in, that's a big part of who I am as a person. If I see somebody that needs help, it's part of my personality. Okay. However, at some point you're going to have to do your own research. And at some point, you're going to have to read these documents and understand these documents when it comes to loan signing. Everything from loan modifications to HELOCs to refinances to purchase to sales to reverses. You're going to have to read the documents to understand them. Because here's the thing, even though we are not attorneys, we can't tell a borrower what to choose, what to put on these documents. We can't tell them what decisions to make. We can't talk about numbers. There's a whole code of ethics that we need to follow as loan signing agents. But at some point, you, as a loan signing agent, it is your job to generally explain these documents. I explain them in layman's terms, to make it more easier for the borrower. Or I'll point out something within the document that the borrower can understand what this document is about. Okay, so I won't say I've mastered that. I'll just tell you that I'm on my way to mastering that, and it shows in signings when you don't know a document, or if somebody asks you, okay, well, what is this? You can't, like I said, you can't tell them what to put, but you have to be able to explain what the document is and what the document is about. So in my experience, I did a signing a few months back, and, I had my PCOR cheat sheet in my bag. I keep a lot of cheat sheets in my bag. I'm not a super signer, meaning I don't know it all, is what I'm saying. And I would rather have cheat sheets in my bag so that when I pull them out, I can let the borrower know what it is. I keep in one of my other videos, you'll see me. It was my first video actually. I carry a little book that I've jotted down all my notes from my training that I believe that I needed to have on me that was vital. Okay, so I pull out my book and I'll read them, especially when it comes to impound accounts, especially, excuse me, when it comes to the California per diem interest form. Some people can't explain that. And you have to be able to explain an impound account. You have to be able to explain, the deposit, the cushion deposit. You have to be able to know these things. You can't just like sit the form there. And some people do that, but it'll show what type of loan signing agent you are. It'll show. And I always believe in going the extra mile. And I always believe in, treating others how you want to be treated. In this signing, I kind of let him do what he wanted to do because he seemed to kind of do his research before we did the signing. He went into what he researched, what the documents were about. And I was like, great. So you know what you're signing. That's great. But if you have any questions still, let me know. We came to the PCOR and he's like, what is this? He didn't know what that document was. And so I wasn't quick to be like, oh, let's get the lender on the phone. No, our job is to let him know what this form is to guide him in this form. So what I did was I said, you know what? This form gets recorded at the county assessor's office. I gave him that whole spillage about the PCOR. Then I pulled out my cheat sheet. I said, listen, I have a cheat sheet because I can't tell you what to choose, but I can give you in layman's terms what each box is so that, you can probably make a better decision, for yourself before we get your lender on the phone. Unless they say, no, I don't want any of that. I want to get the lender on the phone. Okay. You have to exhaust all options as a loan signing agent to help the borrower before you get the lender on the phone. Now, you don't have to do that, but I do that, and it makes you look better as a signing agent. It puts you in a category that you are looking out and you are within the best interest of the lender and the escrow officer. Simple. All right. So when I pulled it out, and I read to him each one. And I asked him, so is this going from a transfer from a parent to children, from a grandparent? You have to go down each one. He answered, when we came to all of them, he said, I think it's I. And I already know what I is because generally I is the box checked. This is just for financial purposes to be recorded. There's some other jargon on there, but I'll put the document down below for the state of California for the preliminary change of ownership. I highly advise you to really understand this form. So I read it out to him and he still wanted to get his lender on the phone. I said, are you sure this is, he said, yeah, but I still want to make double sure. You get those kind of signers and some signers are like, okay, it's this one. I know what it is. But this particular signer wanted to get the lender on the phone. The lender didn't know what box to check. I'm being honest. The lender didn't know what box to check. So I got on the phone with the lender. I said, well, it says here, and I kind of explained it to him. Because I knew this form, I read it. I read the 2-page instructions that came with it. And so he said, you know what, we're going to go with I, because there's nothing else. We kind of did process of elimination. And according to the lender, he said, thank you for having your cheat sheet out. Thank you for knowing this document. But he thanked me for having my cheat sheet. He thanked me for that. And it makes you look better and it makes you feel better. It just makes you feel better that you know that you're doing your job the best way you know how, or you are going the extra mile for your clients. All right. So that's the information I want to leave today. You guys have an awesome week. Enjoy your week. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And please click on my ebook down below. I created an ebook/workbook for new loan signing agents or loan signing agents who've been signing for just 1 or 2 or 3 times. You just did maybe a couple of signings and you're still anxious. You're still a little bit nervous. You still have a little bit of anxiety about getting out there and, explaining documents. I created a free ebook/workbook and hopefully it'll be beneficial to you. I highly suggest it. I'm so happy for those of you who did download it and for those of you who left me messages, thanking me. This is for you because I understand what it is and what it was, in my first month of signing or my first couple of weeks of signing, just to be able to talk with my peers or be able to get some kind of information to help me along the way, not only education wise, but internally. Internally, that plays a whole part of you being a loan signing agent as well, your character. So you guys have a good week. Take care.